Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video lesson, we're going to be looking at simultaneous equations. We're going to be looking at a question that came out in the November 2019 paper 1. Simultaneous equations is under following simultaneous equations and nature of roots. Equations in two unknowns, one of which is linear and the other a quadratic. So therefore we will be given one linear equation and one quadratic equation. So let's look at how we're going to approach a simultaneous equation question. So here it says in 1.2, solve for x and y simultaneously if x plus 4 equals to 2y. Now that's our linear equation. And y squared minus x y plus 21 equals to 0. That's our quadratic equation. So therefore this question came out in the November 2019 paper 1. So let's have a look at what we're going to do. So what we're going to say is x, so 1.2, let's do that first, plus 4 equals to y, and we'll call that equation 1. Then y squared minus x y plus 21 equals to 0, and we'll call that equation 2. So equation 1 is our linear equation and equation 2 is our quadratic equation. So what we need to be able to do in this particular question is from our linear equation, we want to look for one of the variables that has a coefficient of 1. Now, the sign doesn't matter because remember that we can make it positive by moving it to the side that we want it to become positive on. Now this is what I'm talking about. So if you look carefully here now, this is what I want to do. I've identified a variable in my linear equation which is x, and I want to make x the subject of my equation. So therefore I need to isolate x. So what I'm going to say is from equation 1, I'm going to say x is going to equals to 2y minus 4. So I move the plus 4 to the right hand side and it becomes minus 4. And now I'm going to call that equation 3. So x is equal to 2y minus 4. So all I now need to do is substitute equation 3 in my quadratic equation, the equation that I did not touch. So I'm going to say substitute equation 3 in equation 2. So therefore, wherever I got x, now I'm going to put 2y minus 4. So I've got y squared minus x, so that's going to be minus, and what's x? 2y minus 4 times, now I'm left with y there, plus 21 equals to 0. So there you go. By substituting, you've eliminated one of the unknowns. So therefore, y squared minus y into 2y minus 4 plus 21 equals to 0. So I've just rearranged it, which will make it easier for me now to distribute into the brackets. So I'm going to get y squared minus 2y squared plus 4y plus 21 equals to 0. So I'm just taking y into the brackets here. Minus 2y squared, that's minus, and minus is plus 4y equals 21. As you can see, I'm going to get a quadratic equation. Minus 2y squared and minus y squared is going to leave me with minus y squared. So I got minus y squared there, plus 4y plus 21, plus 4y plus 21 equals to 0. So then I just want to now factorize this. Okay, so the easiest way for me to factorize here is to multiply across by minus 1, which will leave me with y squared minus 4y minus 21 equals to 0. So I'm looking now for the factors here of 21, which when multiplied together to give me minus 21, when added together to give me minus. So let's start with this y squared here. Right, so y squared is y times y. Factors of 21, so 3 and 7, right? 3 times 7 is 21. So what's going to give me minus 4? So it'll be minus there, plus there. Okay, so I think that'll work fine. Let's check. Y times y is y squared, plus 3 times minus 7 is minus 21. And if I multiply the inner terms, I'll have plus 3y, and the outer terms minus 7y, which if I add it will give me minus 4y. So now let's solve for y. So what's y going to equal to now? At this stage, if I just have to write here, you can clearly see that y is going to equal to minus 3, or y is going to equal to positive 7. So all I did was I took each factor and I equated it to 0. Y equals to minus 3, y equals to positive 7. So now what we need to do is solve for x. So there we got an equation in terms of x already. X equals to 2y minus 4. So therefore x equals to 2 times minus 3. So I'm just going to put x in there. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Minus 6 and minus 4 is minus 10. And on this side, if I put 7 here now, 2 times 7 is equal to 14, and 14 minus 4 is equal to 10. So there you go. Let's double check. If I put minus 3 in there, 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Minus 6 added to minus 4 is minus 10. 2 times 7 is 14, and 14 minus 4 equals to 10. So there we go. We've got our x and y values. What are simultaneous equations? Simultaneous equations is just basically algebraically finding the points of intersection where our straight line is going to cut this particular quadratic equation. And in most cases, as you can see, this quadratic equation that we have, well, if it's not a parabola, it could be a circle. It could be anything for that matter. Learners, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to JL Maths. You can also like my Facebook page, which is Justin Lazarus Mathematics. You can watch all videos in order of the work schedule on jlmaths.com, and I'll catch you